Hello, welcome to this practice. So we're going to work a little bit with like a yoga, Pilates fusion, very much focusing on hip stability. So you can do this without props, but if you do have things and you want to add them in, then it is definitely going to intensify what we're doing. So I've got a TheraBand, like a booty band thing. This is a pretty high resistance, but if you've got anything like this, or if you've got a regular kind of TheraBand, you can tie it up and we can use it on the legs like that. I've also got a Pilates ball, you can bring that in if you've got one. Again, they're optional, it's going to just intensify the work. And I do have 2 blocks today. But we're going to start off standing up. You can be at the top of your mat or wherever you are. Take a moment to roll your shoulders. Few in one direction and then few in the other direction. And then you can turn your palms, you might close down your eyes and just landing in your posture as it is. Maybe lifting all 10 toes, grounding into your feet, noticing how your body feels today. You might find that slight sense of tucking your tailbone underneath, pulling the belly in and lengthening up through the crown of your head. And then just 2 or 3 full breaths here. These moments to arrive. Okay, with your next, the inhale breath, sweep your arms up overhead, lift and lengthen. And exhale, let your hands come down through the center of your chest. Okay, releasing your arms down beside you. Bring your attention to your feet. We're going to, again, lift the toes, ground down. Now, just starting off by finding this kind of subtle activation for the inner thighs, which keeps us connected into the sort of pelvic floor, the pelvis and the lower back. So as you press in, you can have a little micro bend in your knees. So here my legs are relaxed, and then I'm going to try and squeeze and activate. You can even give the inner line of your legs a little tap. It kind of wakes them up. Do this. And then I'm going to squeeze in. So inner thighs squeezing and then release. So hopefully you can see that happen. I'm not doing this. My legs aren't collapsing in, but I want my hips, knees, ankles stacked, and then it's the inner thigh muscles that activate, and then I release. Now when you lift up, open your shoulders and squeeze, you should then feel that happen into your deep abdominals, maybe a little bit in the glutes, but you're trying to initiate the movement from the inner thighs, not your butt muscles, right? They can activate, but we want them secondary to the inner thighs going first, and then release. Do this 3 more times, squeeze in, and release. So it looks small, but you should feel a lot of effort. Keep your chest lifted, nice long spine, squeeze. Release, and then squeeze, and release. So throughout, if you lose that kind of connection to your center, you can always pause, come back, find that squeeze, so re-engage. Then we're going to start our kind of flow with 3 half salutations. Big inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, folding all the way down. Take your halfway lift, so hands can be to your shins, maybe to the floor, grounding into your feet. Long back, long spine. Exhale, folding over your legs. Press down through your feet, maybe with a bend in your knees. Start to curl all the way back up. Unfurling of your spine. Extend and reach the arms up overhead. And then exhale, hands might meet in the center of your chest. 2 more like this. Stay with your breath. Inhale to rise. Exhale, coming all the way down. Maybe a bend in the knees as you fold, coming over your legs. Finding the depth of your forward fold. Maybe you're taking your legs to straight. Even here, actually, instead of squeezing your feet in, although you can try that, you feel like you're trying to pull your feet apart and find that activation on the outer hips here. Ground down, roll all the way up. Unfurling your spine. Arms extend. Hands meeting in the center of your chest. 1 more with your breath. Rise up. Bring attention to those legs, to those inner thighs, so we are stabilizing the lower body and fold. Halfway lift. Bend your knees and fold. Again, you can have your legs towards straight, but you want to be pulling up on active legs, not just locking the knees back. Pressing into your feet and then rising all the way up. Lift. Hands meeting in the center of your chest. If you're not already there, come to the top of your mat. Inhale, we rise. Exhale, folding forward. Half lift and lengthen. Bend your knees to plant your hands. Walk yourself back into your downward facing dog. Take a moment, adjust your hands. You might take them out a little bit wider and turn your hands slightly. So you really can press down. You've got that strong anchor point through your arms. Think about a slight bend in your elbows, like you're trying to wrap your elbows in underneath, and you feel the triceps, the back of your arms actually engage as you push the floor away. So you've got that beautiful stabilization through your arms, and then lengthening your sit bones, a little tilt of the pelvis, maybe a bend in your knees initially so you can work that length of your back. And then here in your down dog, can you find that squeeze of your inner thighs? I don't think it's as easy to find when we're in the shape, but just think about that drawing in, pulling the lower belly toward the spine, and then release. Little squeeze and engage, release. One more, squeeze and engage, and release. And then rising up onto your toes, come forward into your high plank position. Push the floor away, lengthen out through the crown of your head, pause. Lower your knees down, walk yourself into your tabletop position here. So adjust again, being really intentional with where your hands are placed so you feel strong and stable through the body. If I'm not super intentional and they might be kind of turned in, or I'm kind of collapsing into the upper body, I'm going to lose the integrity and the connection to my center just by where the hands are. So it means that we can be more efficient with the larger muscles of the body and we're not just dumping into the joint spaces. Pressing into the tops of your feet as well. Let belly and chest come down, arch, find your cow pose, lengthen your collarbones. Press the floor away, round and dome, crown of the head coming down. We go again, belly and chest coming down, arch. And curl and round. Take one more like this in your cat-cow. Okay. And then coming into your neutral spine. So if you want a moment, you can just come back, give your wrists a little roll out. Now this movement we're going to do is to help stabilize around the hips, strengthen the hamstrings and the glute muscles. The option is to add in the ball. It does make it harder and it means that you're going to get more of that firing up through the hamstrings. So just seeing how you go and take it in a range that feels supportive with your body, where you still feel connected to your center. So we're not kind of leaning out to one side. The other thing to think about, because we'll be moving the leg, we'll be kicking the leg up and back and then taking it out to the side. I'll just show it from here. So you kick up and back and then the leg goes out to the side. So if that range isn't possible, your out to the side might be just a few centimeters right off the midline and then back in, so that you're starting to strengthen and stabilize around those hips. And when you're doing it, make sure you're not leaning forward too far. It's like your body wants to kind of escape the intensity. We want to pull back a little bit. So it's like you're leaning back, press into those hands and keep your arms strong like you're in a nice strong high plank. So a little bit of doming into the upper back so you don't start collapsing down. Okay, so option if you're going to use the ball, again you don't have to, especially if you don't have one, but we'll start on the right side. If you're using the ball, you're going to bring it into the kind of knee pit here, squeeze the ball and then hover your right knee just off the floor. Make sure your left knee is more into the center so it can stabilize you into the center. Squeezing the ball, then we're going to lift up. I like to point the toes, but up to you, and then come on down, out to the side, and we squeeze. So that's the movement pattern. We're going to be doing a few here, lift and out. If something just feels uncomfortable, you lose the integrity in your shape, I want you to pause before then. You can take a moment. You might just be doing less. It's fine. Again, this can be done without the ball, where you're lifting and out. You're still working, so up to you how you want to practice. Well, we're going to go for about another 12 here. Keep squeezing in, so that heel towards the buttocks, drawing lower belly in. Okay, you've got a final 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, holding at the top, and then lowering down. Take a moment to bring your knees out, sink your hips back, and extend your arms out long. Your version of child's pose of sinking all the way back onto your heels just isn't available in your body. You take the option that is. Pause for a moment. You might want to roll out through your wrists. And then walking yourself up, back into your tabletop, and we'll go to the other side. So if you were using the ball again, this time onto your left side, you're going to kind of tuck it in to that left knee pit so you can squeeze onto the ball, get that extra engagement through the inner thighs. Make sure that right knee is kind of in towards the center so you feel stable, connected to your lower belly. We're going to lift up. I like to point the toes, but up to you. And then out to the side, so just as high as you can reach, and then pull back into the center. Lift and in. So finding that pattern, you're either staying with the ball. You might start with the ball if you have got one, and then you're like, okay, that's enough, like me. And just go back to the regular movement with the leg. Again, when we're working with kind of hip stability, it's not about forcing the range here. Like if you kind of maintain a sense of integrity and connection to your body more by making the movement or the range of the movement a little bit smaller, then please stay with that. Make it work for you. I'm going to go for about another 8 here. 4, 3, 2, 1. Reach it up and back. Pause for a moment and hold. And then releasing down. Your option, it might be back into your child's pose or rolling out the wrists, or feel free to come into a down dog if you want to pedal out the legs from there. And then we'll come down to lie on the side. So a little bit of side lying here. I want to start on the right side of your body as you come down, depending on how you like to support your head. So you can just have that arm long and the hand supporting the back of the head. You might have the arm out in front. You can use a block or even the ball or a cushion to support your head like this. Or feel free to take the arm out if that's better. So really just making it comfortable so you can lie on your side with your shoulders stacked and your hips stacked. So that's the idea. My top hand's going to come down. We're using the supporting hand to keep that stability of the stacking of the body and to keep the engagement through your lower belly here, okay? So bottom leg is going to stay bent, top leg is going to go straight. Now I want to turn my toes down, the heel up a little bit, and then lifting up and lowering down. So we lift and lower. And you just go into the height that feels good for you. Lift and lower. Keep pulling in through the belly. So we want that to be stabilizing and working the whole time. So you come up and down, staying with your breath. You might exhale out the mouth as we're doing this. Let's go for another 10. You can always pause beforehand, especially if it feels like it's irritating those outer hips, it's not feeling good and kind of strong. You want to give it a moment and then either come back in or just pause. We've got another 3, 2, 1. Lift up halfway. Now you're going to flex your foot and kind of kick that leg forward more towards 90-degree position. I definitely feel like I'm rolling back, so I'm going to use my front hand to stabilize, to keep the belly in. Then point your toes and extend the leg back to the starting position. So I'm going to flex my foot, drive it forward, point the toes, and draw it back. I'm just going to go 5 like this. Stay with your breath, keep that connection. I know that it's challenging here as we work the strength of those smaller muscles around the hips here. That's it. Let's just do 2 more. Last one. Beautiful. And release that leg down. Your other hip needs a little bit of love. Sometimes it likes a little bit of a whack and a release. And then slide your knees on top of each other and bring the knees more in line with your hips for our clams. This time knees will stay down, feet come up. So see if you can keep your heels and your toes touching together, between the toes, stabilizing hands down. We're going to lift the top leg and then squeeze the legs together. We lift and close it down. Keep that attention as well. Shoulders stacking, hips stacking, belly drawing in. Staying with your breath. And just staying focused in these series when it can start to burn out. Keep your attention, keep your mind focused. I'm going to go for another 5. You've got it. 4, 3, 2, 1. Open and hold. 3, 2, 1. And release down. Okay. So we'll do one more here. This time we're going to focus more on those inner thighs because it's what stabilizes us through the deep center to then access the hips. So option 1 would be to have the leg behind you, if that allows you to stack your hips and your shoulders more, or you can step that top leg in front. So just finding what works better for your body. I quite like the foot in front, but for some people having the foot back is better. So whatever keeps your hips and shoulders stacked more, where you can kind of balance here to then engage through that bottom leg there in inner thigh. We're going to flex the bottom leg foot and then we lift up, lower down, lift up and lower down. So I sometimes like to have the head down here just because it feels a little bit different. That's it, really trying to focus on those inner thighs and all around the pelvis, those hips. We're going for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold at the top. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Beautiful. Okay, roll onto your back. A moment here to take the top leg. So in this case, if you were on your right with me, it'll be your left onto the opposite knee. Depending on how this feels, you might just be pressing that knee away. You can even take a little bounce here. As long as it feels okay on the knee and the hip, a little bounce. If it does not feel okay to do that, do not bounce it. You might just hold here, or if the space is available, you draw that opposite knee in for our number 4. And just depending on what shows up, we're just trying to accept how the body responds and focusing a little more on your breath, so slowing the exhalation, allowing your body the time that it needs to kind of share the information with you that it wants to share. Alrighty. Release, bring both knees in towards your chest, little rock side to side. And then hands come in underneath. And if it feels okay for your back, take a rock and roll up and down your spine here. And then all the way up. And you might just be lying down on the other side, or make your way so you're facing the camera. And come on to the other side. So now it's your lying on your left side if you're with me. Adjust your head support first. So checking in where you're supporting your head, shoulder stacking, hip stacking. Bottom leg's going to stay bent, top leg goes long, and your stabilizing hand comes down in front. And then we lift and lower. I've got the toes turned down a little more, heel up if you can, lift and lower. And you're really just going to the height that you stay stable in, right? If you're rocking and rolling all over the place, don't lift the leg as high, because we are intentionally trying to work those smaller muscles into the pelvis and kind of the deep pelvic floor and outer hips. So smaller in so many cases is better. If it keeps you stable, you feel strong. You can feel a connection also to your lower belly. Go for another 8 here. And that's 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Halfway, right? So come halfway, flex your foot, and we reach it out toward 90 degrees. Use that hand to stabilize. If you're wobbling, point your toes, take the leg back. Flex and glide it forward. Point, leg comes back. Get another 4 like this with your breath. Beautiful work. Let's do one more. then release down from there. Hey. Okay, into the clam. So slide your knees up, adjust as you need to. Knees stay together. You're going to lift the feet off the ground, heels and toes together. Stabilizing hand down and lift, squeezing in. Keep that attention to those outer hips that might be a little bit more on fire now. You can always come out, take what you need. That's it. We're going to go for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold at the top. Hold there for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Nice work. Okay, any little tap to release from there, and we'll finish with our inner thighs. So bottom leg goes towards straight. Top leg, you can step it behind if that keeps the hips stacked more, or step it in front. Truly, it's just preference, whatever feels better for you. I like to bring my head down, but that's up to you. You might stay up high, keep those shoulders stacked, hips stacked, belly pulling in, and you want to try and take your mental attention, right, your mind, to those inner thigh muscles to try and lift the leg from there and then lower it down. Lifting up, lowering down. Exhaling out the mouth. Beautiful. That's another 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold, pressing out. 3, 2, 1, release. Beautiful work. Roll it back onto your back. And then taking the opposite side, that opposite knee. That was at the right, top leg. And then you can pause here, maybe that little bounce. Just if that was comfortable, right? If your knee and hip don't like it, please don't do that. And then maybe if you're invited to go further, you can bring the legs up. You can catch on either side of the knees, looking underneath. So whatever is here, let it be here to kind of somewhat release through that outer hip. And then release. Both knees into your chest. Maybe a rock side to side. And then find 2 or 3 of those rolls up and down in your spine. And catch at the top. And then all the way up to the side. And come back into your downward facing dog. Pedaling out through your legs. Rising onto your toes, ripple forward, high plank. Toes or your knees, lower all the way down to your belly. Lifting up for baby cobra. Might hold here. Might like a moment to come into locust pose. Extend your arms, reach your legs. Holding with the breath, lengthening out through the crown of your head. One more breath. Releasing down, hands in beside you, press into the tops of your feet. Lifting up, upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. From here, bend your knees, walk your hands towards your feet. Come back into your forward fold. Ground down through your feet, slowly curl all the way up. Reach your arms, lift, and then lowering down. Okay, releasing from here. So if you have got a band or a TheraBand that you can tie up, we're going to bring this just above the knees, around the thighs. If you don't have a band, it's not a big deal. You can do this without. But if you do, we're going to step through, set that up for now. Yeah, this is really tight, this one. And these are like, you can get obviously the soft, medium and hard kind of tension resistance. And these ones are from Chemist Warehouse. So if you want to get one, you can. They're super cheap and they're really effective if you want to build this type of strength. So as we hear, it can be nice to use a wall just to hold on to for balance. Okay, so if you've got one, you can put your hand on the wall. I'm kind of using this one here. Going to ground down through your right foot to start with. Have a little bend in this right knee. You can have your left hand to your hip. Keep the resistance on the band, then we're going to pull the leg away and then back in. Those little drawing away and back in. So yes, we're going to get those inner thighs, but also starting to work those outer hips and having that resistance here. We're going to go for another 10, 9, so staying with it nice and strong. Pull the belly in, lengthen across your chest. And that's 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and placing it down. Little moment, you can kind of shake out from here. And then we're going to go straight to the other side. Actually, so I can hold on to here. No, where am I? This leg's going out. Okay, so we're going to start the other side, ground down through your left foot, maybe a little bend, and then again lifting out to the side. Lift and squeeze in. Try and keep the tension on the band the whole time, so I'm not kind of drawing it all the way in so it collapses, obviously, so I can keep it in position. But you want the legs and the hips under tension the whole time. That's another 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice work. Hopefully you can feel that all firing up. We're going to finish this set with a few squats. So having your feet maybe hip distance apart, making sure that the knees don't collapse in when you're doing this, that you're pressing them away the whole time. And as you come down, you want to kind of find the depth that works for you. Keeping the weight back in your heels, keeping the resistance on the band, your chest open. So we're going to come down, go as deep as you'd like, lift part way. Down and lift part way. So don't come all the way to straight. I'm going to take that for 10. Keep pressing into the band. 9, 8, 7, beautiful, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold at the bottom. This time press the knees out. Little pulses out. It's our last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. And then taking the band off if you were using it. Again, if you weren't using it, if you do have a ball, you can actually do the squats kind of with the ball, be a little bit closer. But otherwise, when you're here and you're just pressing out, you sort of have to create that resistance yourself. But you can still do it and it's still effective, okay? So now coming to the top of your mat, the option will be here to use your blocks if you've got them and if they don't slide on your mat. So you have them at the top of your mat here. Then we'll reach up again. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Your exhale all the way down. Halfway lift. Bend your knees. Hands, if you're using them, can be on the blocks. And then step back for your downward facing dog. So the block just gives you a little bit more height. I always find that they slide a little when I push into them, but it is absolutely up to you. We're going to reach the right leg high. Then I want you to rise up onto your left toes, pull your body forward like you're coming into high plank, pull your right knee in towards you, and then shift forward even more. Shoulders over wrists. Push the floor away, and then up and back. One more time like this. Rising up onto the toes. Pull your knee in. Shift towards your high plank, shoulders over wrists. And then up and back. If you need a moment to rest in your down dog, you can do that. Otherwise, we're going to take 3 times trying to step your right foot to the outside of your right hand. So rise up. Now pull the knee to the outside of your body. Push the floor away. Forward, forward, forward. Step that foot. Wherever it gets to is fine. Sink your hips for a moment. Lift your chest. Push down. Let's go up and back. Doesn't matter what it looks like. Just making it yours. Rise up. Shift forward. Pull that knee to the outside. Come forward. Shoulders over wrists. Shoulders over wrists. Step the foot forward. Sink down. Lift. Up and back. One more time, rising up, come forward, pull that knee in, and step. Whew. And then all the way back. Okay, we're going to do it to the other side. If you're like, I need a moment, then come down to child's pose. because I need a moment. And give your wrists a little bit of a roll out. Just take a moment, recalibrate your breath. Maybe taking a full inhale and a sigh release out. And then we'll go to the other side. Left leg rises, extending it up. So start with this tiger curl. You're going to lift up onto the right toes. Now pull forward like you're in high plank. Draw the knee towards your nose and then lean forward as far as you can. And then up and back. Rising up, round forward, pull that knee in. And then up and back. Beautiful. This time, left foot's going to try and step close to the outside of the left hand. So now I'm trying to take my knee, not down the midline, but out to the side, squeezing it in. Come forward, as far forward as you can, and then try and step the foot down. Sink your hips. Drawing up and back, we lift and reach. 2 more like this. So draw that knee into the outside, push the floor away, lean, 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 shoulders over wrists, then try and step the foot forward. Have a go, right? It's all trying. And we go up and back. Last one here, pulling it in, and then step. Lift the chest and then come back. Take a moment again, might be knees down, sinking back. If the blocks work for you, you can keep them here because we're going to attempt to step through. And so really trying to work this action. The blocks just give you a little bit more height, otherwise bring your hands down onto the mat if you prefer. Rising up, right leg rises. This time draw the knee down through the midline, push the floor away round, shoulders way over wrists, and then you're trying to step that foot through. Wherever it lands, a little helping hand to get it there. Rising up, stay on the back toes. Let's lift for a crescent lunge. Moment to lift and lengthen. Maybe roll out your wrists up here. And then lift, back heel comes down. Open yourself out, warrior 2. Roll the shoulders, shoulder blades drawing together. Nice strong arms, turn your gaze. Reach forward, turn your front palm, a moment to reverse your warrior as you stay into that bend of the front knee. Hands come down, maybe to the floor or to your blocks, and see if you can step yourself back out. It's all the practice, giving yourself the time and grace that's required. Left leg rises, rising up onto your right toes. Shift forward towards high plank as far as you can. Pull that knee in, lean, lean, lean. Squeeze your knee in as close as you can. And then look to step it forward. Whatever support you need to get it there. Staying up on your back toes. Adjust. Rise for your crescent lunge. Lift and lengthen over the sides of the body. Rise, back heel comes down. Adjust. Sinking into your warrior 2. Press that front knee away. Roll the shoulders. Shoulder blades squeezing toward each other. Turn your gaze. Little reach, turn your front palm, and we reverse. Hands come all the way over. And then try and lightly step yourself back. Lowering your knees down. Sweep the feet out to the side and come all the way into a seat. Okay, hands come back behind you, bring your feet out wide and just take those knees side to side. And then a moment in your Sukhasana. So crossing your ankles, you can bring your, let's go with left shin in front, right shin behind, move the buttocks out of the way. You can always prop up on something, lift and lengthen, flex both feet. And then we're coming forward. So you can always bring something underneath your knees, whatever you need. We're not going to be here too long. As you come forward, think more about the length out of your back to kind of release into those outer hips. Flexing the feet. 3 full breaths here. Inhale, rising back up. And And just change your legs. So take the right shin in front, flex your feet, shuffle your buttocks back, lift and lengthen, stay active, tilt forward, hands come down, fold. Your version, remember you can prop up under your knees, you want to keep that length out of your spine, reaching through the crown of your head. One more breath. Come all the way up, reach your arms, float your hands down, maybe close down your eyes, observing, noticing how your body feels at this end of your practice. If you'd like to bring yourself down for an extended Shavasana, please feel free to do that. Otherwise, just taking 3 final breaths here. Maybe a sigh, release out. And thank you for joining me, sharing the practice. Have a wonderful rest of your day.